YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Ascension Capitals, man. AC with the cold heat, tapping back in with another video. Welcome, guys, to a whole new video. Today is Sunday, and I wanted to make an educational video today because I haven't made one in quite some time, and I feel like the quality of those videos that I probably put out back then are probably terrible. I'm a little more savvy with the tech, but yeah, man, let's just get straight into it. So as you can see by the topic of the video, flip zones. So flip zones are one of my rather better performing models. I mean, all of my models are good, I want to say, not to like flex or anything, but like I'm just saying flip zones they work quite nicely. But anyways, pretty much what these are failed supply and demand levels, and oftentimes they are the first indication of an external reversal of your external trend, whether that be 15-minute, in my case 4-hour, or yeah, whatever trend or trend of time frame that you're looking at. But pretty much these are levels that I want to see fail and get in on the lower time frame. So as you can see from this bearish example here, my dog is, bro, he's just been in my face all day, bro, all day. That's all he does, just look at you with this death stare. But anyway, like I was saying, essentially what you want to do is follow the trend, and that trend is constantly making higher highs and higher lows, higher highs and higher lows. And oftentimes, once you see a candle closure outside of your area of interest, this is when you can start to look for flip zone trade ideas, and this would be labeled as a flip zone. So as you can see from this example here, this is what you want to theoretically see price do in a bearish scenario. But once we get a candle closure outside of that area, oftentimes price will pull back a little bit and then start to expand to the upside. So this is why I say this is oftentimes the first oftentimes this is the first indication of the first phase of a reversal. So I want to show you guys kind of a real life example of how this is used and kind of intricate it can be. So without further ado, let's just get into this whole kind of trade idea that I have kind of labeled up for you guys. So right now, as you can see, we have 15-minute structure, which is the 15-minute swing high. Well, let's change this to purple so it's kind of matching, and 15-minute swing low. Price has pulled back to the decisional area of interest and started to show some signs that it wants to deliver from this level. So kind of zooming into price action on the day would be Thursday, June 26, 2025. Price has run Asia high. Well, first of all, we consolidated for quite some time. As you can see, this kind of stands out. So like a pure box to me of just session liquidity. So as you can see, we ran Asia highs, we ran Asia lows, and we had a break of this internal low. So although we are looking at internal price action here, because we have yet to run the M15 swing low, I would still be interested in shorting this market because it's showing all the signs of bearish sentiment. So waiting for price to come to this area of interest, to drop down to those lower time frames, to look for confirmations to still take price lower, to theoretically take out that M15 swing low down here. So I want to see this low broken in theory. So let's just play price out and see what it does inside of this internal area of interest here. So fast forwarding price, we get into this area, we drop down to the 2-minute. I think my face is in the way of the auto button. Yeah, let me move my face. Okay, boom. But then it doesn't look right there. Maybe if I move it over here. or maybe top left. Yeah. Nah, bottom right is like standard, bro. That's standard, bro. Okay. Anyways, guys, so looking at structure, when we tap inside of this area of interest, first thing that stands out to me is this last kind of pullback to break. Oh wow. This last pullback to break, pullback to break. So I see this as the break and last internal break here. Let's label that IBOS and swing high, swing low. Well, not swing high, swing low. Internal high, internal low. And let's change that to the correct code. You dig? So now we have our internal structure mapped out. As you can see, we are still bullish inside on the lower time frame after we tapped inside this area of interest. So paying price forward, we have a pullback and an expansion, continuing to break higher inside of this area of interest, where we would theoretically be wanting to short from. And wow, we had a break of the 2-minute swing low, indicating this is our change of character, that first phase, and the change in sentiment, aligning the 15-minute structure and the lower time frame structure. So the last kind of area, well, let's kind of label this first. And theoretically, from this point, we would want to see price pull back to a premium price inside of this leg, because this will be the new swing low after price will pull back up into premium pricing and expand to the downside. So let's see if she does that. Through you naughty girl. Anyway, we started to get that 3 candle pullback, so we know that this is the new 2-minute swing low, and we pull back into this area of interest here. And just for kind of a quick pro trick tip, we kind of have 2 areas. If we want to get really intricate, we have this whole consolidation to expansion that has yet to really be tapped into, which will be this area here. And I would make this kind of darker, make the edges a little darker. And we also have this area here, which is kind of the bigger zone and the less refined zone, and I oftentimes go with the less refined zones just because if you get into the habit of refining zones too small, oftentimes they offer higher risk to rewards, but you run the chance of kind of being swerved a lot of the time. So kind of been there, done that. But anyways, we have these 2 sorts of areas of interest. So if I rewind price to kind of make it a bit more clear before we expanded, it would be this last buy to sell range on the less refined side, and we still have, you know, this kind of gap up here in the market. Let's get that to stay right. This kind of gap right before the market. So this would be kind of liquidity just before this area, and that would be a very, very nice entry if you were being very intricate with price. So we have those 2 areas of interest, but as you can see, price did come tap into that beautifully. Now from here, the next candle will rip right through that, so all that beauty didn't mean anything. So yeah, this would be a failed supply level, and we start to close outside of this 15-minute area of interest here. So now this is when I would start to look at the 15-minute time frame closely and the 2-minute time frame closely, because zooming back out to the 15-minute time frame, I want to see a closure, a body closure above or outside of this zone, I should say. So I want to see a body close outside of this failed supply level before I start to look for flip zone trade ideas. So zooming back in rather to the 2 minute, I want to see body close. So price is kind of consolidating. We got 2 other candle closures outside of the zone, but there still has yet to be a body close on the 15. So I want to wait patiently until I get both of those realigned. Now we got another body close outside of the area, this failed supply level, and still nothing yet. So I would honestly be patient until I see that, because that is the key to this model. You have to see a closure outside of that area of interest that failed. So zooming in, still yet to get it, putting price forward, and we wick outside and get another body closure, and boom, now we have the realignment that we got a body close on the lower time frame and the higher time frame. So zooming back into the 2 minute, now I can start to sort of map out my 2 minute structure. So I know for sure this will be my new profound 2 minute swing low, but we're going to label it as 1 because it's already, I have to just yet to change it, but it should be 2 minute because yeah, whatever, you guys, doesn't matter. But anyways, you can see this right here is also kind of a breaker block kind of flip zone idea in here that already kind of happened. As you can see from the area that we were looking to get in from at first is already inversed and been wicked into by this area. So that is a significant area of interest, if you will, if you can spot that in real time, but that is not, you know, related to the trade idea in this scenario. So, but we got the body close, but here comes the kind of nuance to this model. So a lot of the times now we got the body close outside of the zone. Theoretically, we want to see price give a pullback to the leg that was responsible for that whole break. But a lot of the times with flip zones, I don't see price pulling deep back into an area that is highly discounted, would be the best way I could put it. So price wouldn't give you a deep pullback like that. So it typically happens inside of that failed supply or demand level you happen to be trading from. So playing price forward, I can kind of see this area looks very interesting. I would see the blind candle, but I would still be patient to get a clear understanding of what price is doing inside of this area. So playing price forward, waiting for something more clear to set up in this scenario. So playing price forward is consolidating quite a bit. Tap back into this level, and we have this formation here, and now this is something that I would like to see. So as you can see, price had another run of liquidity inside of this level here. We had this run of liquidity, and we had this, it left behind this bearish hammer, or bullish hammer rather, and this sort of expansion. So once I've seen something like that, this is when I would run the risk of putting my capital at play in this market, and I would get in from this bullish hammer. Here would be my area of interest, and this would be where I would set my limit for longs, and this would be my flip zone 1, and also flip zone 2. You have to keep in mind, because price could give you that pullback, but oftentimes I don't see price give you a deep pullback when it comes to flip zone. So this would be an area you target whatever you like to target. In my case, it would be 1 to 3, and you would patiently wait for price to tag you in to see how this flip zone holds up. So let's play price forward candle by candle, and we eventually tag into this area. And another reason why I would also choose this bullish hammer as well, because it left behind this very efficient wick here. Well, not efficient or inefficient wick here. And like I mentioned earlier, these are areas of interest on the lower time frame, and having it be that we are already on the 2-minute time frame, you would have to go into, you know, the 30-second or the 5-second chart to see that last sort of buy to sell move, something that will look more familiar to you on, you know, those sorts of time frames. But I don't go that low when it comes to confirmations, because it's just kind of dealing into another realm that I'm not trying to, you know, dove into. But yeah, so we have this sort of blind candle inside of this bullish hammer, and price comes back down, tags us into this trade, and boom, price starts to deliver from this whole flip zone. And then the moment price breaks the whole high of this range here, which would be here, this is when I would roll my stop to break even and let the rest of the trade idea play out. And boom, as you can see, price comes to eventually smash the target. So this is what a flip zone looks like. They're not always the cleanest, but sometimes they're very clear and very easy for you to see. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share this with you. So flip zones, kind of be out on the lookout for them. And this is sort of the same if the market was flipped in a bullish scenario or bear scenario. Should I say bullish, bearish? But anyway, but yeah, guys, this is flip zones, something that I really like to trade and something that is really profitable for me. So maybe you guys learned something today and can use this in your trading. So yeah, guys, that's all I got for this video. So yeah, peace for now.